Goal Plus Africa, Africa's Heartbeat, AFCON, CHAN, COSAFA Cup, FIFA WC Qualifiers. Libertadores Vision, South America Uncovered, Copa Libertadores, Copa America, WC Qualifiers. Silk Dynasty, Asia Spotlight, Asian Cup, WC Qualifiers. Harambee Stars Unleashed, everything about Kenya's national team. When club football dominates, we go deeper, United Frontline, the ultimate Man United fan experience. Echoes of Anfield, Liverpool like you've never seen it. House of Galacticos, Real Madrid Uncovered. Premier League Game Month Show, Stats, Analysis, Insights every 4 game weeks. Champions Crystal Ball, UEFA Tournaments, Club World Cup, Super Cup Predictions. Final Whistle Debate Show, the hottest sports topics debated by experts, every 6 weeks. Deal Paranoia, transfer window coverage you can't miss. And for weekly predictions? We cover everything, Premier League, Championship, FA Cup, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, League One, DStv Premiership, T20 Cricket, F1, Women's Super League, international tournaments, and much more. Why subscribe? Because we don't just show games, we predict, analyze, debate, and break the historical battles. From managerial appointments to live watch-alongs, football overseas gives you the edge no other channel does. This is your hub for global sports, where every match counts, every opinion matters, and every fan belongs. Subscribe, join the debate, and fuel your passion. The game doesn't wait, and neither should you.
Yo, pick up, guys. Welcome to the Football Overseas. One signing, that's all it takes. And one, here we go. And welcome to the Football Overseas channel. And before we start, we'll start off with our opening. And this is the opening. This is the deal Corona. It takes one signing. That's all it takes. One here we go, and the whole window flips. Somewhere in Europe, right now, a sporting director is refreshing his phone at 2 a.m. because of one domino is about to fall. Yeah, and as well, it is going to drag half the continent down with it. Welcome back to the Corona, and I'm not here to feed you agent PR. I'm not here to repeat what some blue tick account copy pasted from a Turkish t- tabloid, and I'm here to tell you what's real, what's dead, and what's straight up a lie, placed up as a scoop. Welcome to the Corona episode 4, the big don- the big domino, and we're going to reflect on the week 3 transfer window, transfer news as well. Let's get to work. So this is how we're going to do. Ev- every deal gets rated on feasibility, whether whether the club can afford it, whether the club is able to get the deal done. Yeah, that is feasibility aspect of it. Whether the club has the finances to get the deal done, whether the club has the football feasibility to get the deal done, football, financial, and every aspect of feasibility. The other thing we get rated on is the selling club's willingness. Whether the selling club is willing to sell the player to the buying club. Yes, that's another thing. And we rate that out of 10. Feasibility, we rate that out of 10. By club willingness, we rate that out of 10. And player interest, whether the player is interested in the move. Because most importantly, a move happened because of three parties: the buying club, selling club, and the player. So those three are the most important things that must happen. And hotness of the transfer rumor, that excited for more and realistic chance of this deal happening. And we'll give a verdict whether it is confirmed, almost done, 50-50 without PR, or a brick of collapse, or it's a middle lie as well. So some of these are rumors that I've picked and I've seen happening here and there around. Some of these are lower tier, and I'll even inform you some of these are lower tier information. Yeah, so yeah. So we start off with the first deal on the window. That is the Belgium man, Trossard. Wow, what a time to be an Arsenal fan, because what this deal means, it means a lot. Yeah, Trossard Trossard has done a lot for Belgium in the World Cup 2026, and his performances for Belgium has earned him a move. It has had him a move to Besiktas, and he's going to the Turkish league for 18 million plus 2M add-ons. Big up to names, yes. Yeah, and feasibility aspect, Arsenal are actively restructuring their left flank. Arsenal is wanting to get a better left winger on that flank as well. So they're willing, more of willing to sell closer and willing. Also, Arteta gave this green light to fund it. Arteta gave the green light to sell closer so that they can fund a more Morgan Rogers as well. Wow. Yeah. And also, the buying club was extremely willing to buy the player. It was Trossard was heading to the Turkish club. That one was confirmed. But within Turkish league, what we didn't know last week was each Turkish league club is he heading to, because he was linked to two. He was linked to Fenerbahce and he was linked to Besiktas. But seems like, yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah, but seems like Besiktas beat Fenerbahce to the move, and yeah, beat Fenerbahce to the punch, and they locked down personal time with Trossard, and they agreed an easy deal with Arsenal. Yeah, the player was interested in the move to the Turkish league. It was a rich Super League package and a fresh European stage sealed it all for Trossard, because he wanted a fresh start and he deserved a fresh start. Hotness of this deal was fire hot. 5 out of 5 deal. Realistic chance of happening. I think before I was making this episode, making my notes for this episode, it was almost at that. By the next episode, when I'm reviewing the transfers of this news of this week, I'll say it's a done deal. But the medical is imminent, and Fabrizio Romano and the Athletic have both had this agreement stage between the clubs, with Trossard meant to travel to finalize the personal terms as well. Yeah, is Yeah, so this deal is meant everything else on Arsenal's board, because yeah, um, Trossard was a key rotational player in the 25-26 season. With he reached double digits goal contribution. He's a Premier League title winner as well. So he's a good player to come off the bench. 26-27 system, he doesn't fit the profile anymore. Arteta wants a younger version, higher ceiling, wide outlet who can also function centrally. So someone who can and stretch the width and also cut in as well. Somebody like Morgan Rogers, example, like him. Yeah, big up man. Make sure you subscribe, like someone like Morgan Rogers. And yeah, so the question I want is, what move of Trossard to Besiktas? Are you for it or are you against it? Or are you think he flop at Besiktas? That's a key question, because at Arsenal he was a key rotational player, but Besiktas will be a key starting player. That's a question that we need to know. Yeah, Player for the fit. It is a just start for the player. He'll get he'll get he'll get a lot of minutes in the league, and he'll role that beats fighting for minutes behind the rebuild front line. Yeah, club fit. Besiktas. It is a massive Mercurial statement signing a title-winning Premier League player that walks straight into the front line. And when I look at Trossard and Besiktas, it's like a marriage made in heaven. Goes to the left wing and improves that left wing very much. Yeah, but the question I want to ask: will Trossard make Besiktas better competitors for the Champions League trophy? That's a key question. Will Trossard improve the goals? That's a key question. Yeah, so obviously Trossard is a domino effect. Trossard out and locks Rogers in, and everything downwards depends on this handshake being finalized. Another thing, we move on to we have done Arsenal. Yeah, that so another thing we move on to is a deal that is a high prospect. This is a deal where we kind of talked about, but it is a deal that is almost done, that could be headed to almost done. Morgan Rogers is linked to a move to Arsenal, 100 million to million trading. The feasibility is very high, but there's a valuation war. Arsenal doesn't value 130 million, but Villa values him as that. Villa is demanding a Premier League record fee north of 130 million pounds. Wow, I'm shocked. 130 million pounds for the player. Yeah, the buying club is absolutely willing to sign Morgan Rogers to replace Trossard because they want a bet. They want to show Arteta the backing that he deserves after winning the Premier League for the first time. So they're absolutely willing. Yeah, and he has made Morgan Rogers is the number one target for Arsenal right now. Absolute number one target, top priority target right now. Um, Player interest instead moved to Arsenal. He has agreed a 5-year deal. That deal is done and locked in. The hotness of this deal is 5 out of 5. Realistic chance, the way I see it, this deal is 77% chance of happening. It could collapse or it could not because of the violation. Verdict, it's not as done. Despite the hype, it's not yet done. Personal terms, that's club to club agreement. Villa has accepted a bid, and this is generally to play. Yeah, yeah. This is generally to this is a genuine in play. Yeah, this is a joining in play, but the gap between Arsenal open bid and Villa's 130 million asking price is a canon that is still needs breaching. So let me start. What was Arsenal's opening bid? Uh-huh. Or maybe has Arsenal made the opening bid yet? Yeah, Arsenal is making a bid of 172 million. No, 72 million, sorry. And the bridge between 72 million and 130 million is still, yeah. Career fit For the player, it means a more stable Champions League football, and for the player, it is a title chasing squad, and is having more exposure in the English national team as well, because he has had minutes this World Cup off the bench, yeah, but he could have more minutes if he was playing for Arsenal. You know, you never know. Yeah, and is he fit for the for Arteta system? He's a perfect replacement, direct replacement for Trossard and Martinelli, with a more ceiling and can play wide and centrally as a 10. It means when Odegaard is underperforming, he can put him as a number 10 in that role of Odegaard. Yeah. So the question to the chat that I want the chat to answer: will you pay, if you Arsenal fans, will you pay which is record, which record for Morgan Rogers? Type your number. Yeah, a record for Morgan Rogers. Type your number if you will pay, and if yes, how much will you pay for him? Yeah, because we want to know about that. And for the player as well, it is not for the player. It it if the player joining us turn Arsenal in, it will turn Arsenal's biggest weakness, it is end product from wide areas, into a genuine strength, and that will make Arsenal be very very competitive, especially the counter attacks. Yeah, and about the bit about the closer situation, I know there's some media links about it. The media had this between Besiktas versus Fenerbahce, that stands for war. Yeah, the media had some a bit of confusion. They never had the money to pay for Trossard. Besiktas sacked and finished the operation. Yeah, yeah. So, and what is Arteta cooking? So the question, another question I want to ask is: Arteta going to cook with this man, with this player? Because Arteta has won one title. He has been he has been in one Champions League final. He's signing a proven Europa League winner. Yeah, he has won the Europa League. Morgan Rogers has won the Europa League last season with Aston Villa, and is now restructuring the width of the entire its attack in 22 hours, and that isn't panic. That is a champion closing gaps before anyone wakes up. And I'll be honest, if Arsenal sells Morgan Rogers, that will be a good deal signing that will blow the league up. Yes. Let me go get my charger. I'll be right back. Now, yeah, sorry, I'm back. It was laptop charger. Yeah, so let's move on to the next segment. PSG. PSG has been having a quiet assassination procedure, and they have been quietly having the transfer talks. PSG has been talking to Monaco about their attack midfielder. Yeah, let me put that up. And yeah, make sure you subscribe, like, share, scan the code up there. Help me to reach to 2.5k subs. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're new, like the stream if you're new. And yeah, so for PSG has been negotiating with this player and the club. So far, I'll talk about it. Visibility aspect of this deal, um, it is very high. Kang-In Lee exit to Atletico Madrid has opened a door has opened the exact slot for Al Ak Akli Oche to come in. Selling club is willing to sell him. Monaco has promised him an exit and even rejected a cut price of opener, but the the finals buying club is very extremely interested to buy him. Luis Enrique personally pushed this through, and he really wants a player to come and sign for PSG. Player is sold on the dream to signing for PSG. He chose PSG over two unnamed suitors. Wow. Hotness of this deal is 4 out of 5. Realistic chance of this deal happening is a 90% chance. Yeah. And what and how will this deal happen? The deal is almost done, ex- except from the 60 million headlines that say he's going to be bought for 60 millions. Those headlines are not real. The lead numbers are 40 to 45 million plus bonuses. Yeah, the terms are locked in. It's just a handshake on installments now. And what are my thoughts on this player? He's an elite technical positional flexible attacker. Yeah, and he's built for PSG position heavy front line as well. And he for the club, how does he fit into the club? He really stocks the creativity depth the moment leaves for Spain investment for Canley. Yeah. Another thing we move on to is Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid has been having a shopping spree. He has been good, and we'll start off with a confirmed deal. Yeah, we talked about that deal in the PhD segment when we're about to finish it, and we're going to got to finish this deal here in the element. Lee can E the PSG to Electro Madrid 40 to 45 million, 35 to 45 mil, 35 to 40 million. Done deal, almost done deal. And what just left is that's his holiday to finish, and it's going to be official. But apart from that, I consider it a done deal. Yeah, he has signed everything. The status is almost done, pending signature. The medical staff is already dispatched to South Korea, and it will officially lock in the moment his FIFA rest period ends on 18th of July. The realistic chance, it's a 99% done deal. He and Simone's fit, he adds a direct, yeah, can he and add a direct pressing system to a midfield that desperately needs a final third innovation. That is the center of the midfield. Yes. Another deal that Atletico Madrid is about to finish. It is almost done, by the way. Yeah, it is almost done. This deal, Atletico Madrid has been negotiating the moment they collapsed the deal with Jack Gomez. Jack Gomez deal collapsed because of beef they had with George Mendes after George Mendes backed stabbed the on the board in the back and making Bernardo Silva sign for in Madrid instead of Atletico Madrid. So this deal is almost done, and I'll talk about it. It is almost done deal. Sporting's president is squeezing for a full 40 million fixed fee. Atletico Madrid are moving to match it before Sporting's preseason camp, and there's realistic chance is 90% chance of happening. Simone, how does it fit into Simone's system? Because he's the exact defensive midfielder anchor. His system has been missing since Coque's Cox decline first began, and that's what he needs. Now, obviously, now we have reached a Roman phase. This is 50-50 deal, but it is here. Salah, what if Salah goes to Atletico Madrid? And I know you're like, Salah is heading to Al Ittihad or Saudi Arabia, but however, yeah, that deal is taking too long, and we all know Saudi Arabia deals take faster. Could there be something that's up? Could Salah not be convinced yet of a move to Saudi? And he has a gist. It is 50-50 with RPL. Salah is a free agent. There's no fee. It just wages. Al Ittihad remains favourite, but Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Roma have all entered a genuine bidding war for a signature, using the wage room freed up by Atletico Madrid is using the wage room freed up by Griezmann's exit to Orlando City to try to pursue a move for Salah. Yeah. Um, realistic chance. He's more likely go to Al Ittihad, but European Europe hijack is 45%. So so this deal is more of a 50-50. Depends on what Salah wants. Does he want to stay in European competition, or does Salah want to go to Saudi? So he has to make up his mind about that. Yeah. And another deal is Solet to Atletico Madrid. This is a deal that Atletico Madrid has taken up. It is hijacking the deal. Uh, it is an almost done deal. Actually, this deal I would say is almost done. If you're new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe as well. And yeah, so I'll start off with let the Udinese centre back was the Udinese player was linked to a move to Inter Milan. It was collapsed as an Inter Milan deal, but fully alive as an Atletico Madrid deal because Inter Milan refused to match and they walked out. And Atletico Madrid is willing to match it instantly. Now I think the only thing left is personal terms, that element, and medical terms there. And yeah, so the question I want to ask, the question I want to ask in the chat, I'll post that question in the chat right now. Mhm. Sorry. Atletico Madrid buying. Yeah, that question in the chat. It is in the chat. Atletico Madrid buying a new super club this week. By super club, I mean clubs, players who are wonder kids, and they will help Atletico Madrid to improve massively. Or are they buying a new title, or are they just buying players who might make headlines moves? Yeah. So that's the question I'm putting in the chat. And we move on to segment 5, that is Chelsea. Chelsea has a lot of chaos in the club. Wow, wow, wow. Whatever issue Chelsea is going through, someone needs to talk about it, because the first thing, it's Chalbao. Chelsea to Como slash Inter Limbo. Chelsea wanted to sell Chalbao. The status is the Inter Milan is Inter Milan pulled out of the race because of over the price. Como walked to and pivoted to signing Davison Sanchez, and Chalbao is currently trapped at Stamford Bridge with no active suitor, and Chelsea is wanting to sell to Italian league, but the issue is Italian league that cannot afford, number one, to pay the transfer fee Chelsea wants, number two, the wages as well. Yeah, another thing, yeah. So and that's what Chelsea's chaos is. Crystal Palace to Chelsea. I once told a man that this deal is a done deal, but this man told me that with Chelsea owners, nothing is never a done deal until you see the man signing, holding up the shirt of Chelsea, and Chelsea announce it, and I start to believe the man, because seems like man is right. He knows his club better than I do, and yeah, so we start off with that. And big up to Martin for that, because he told me about it. So, um, the, the Crystal Palace centre back is heavily league advanced. Like this deal is advanced, it's only on ice because of his World Cup run with France. The realistic chance is 90%. He, um, he fits Zabi wants. He's Zabi's number one centre back target. Ball playing profile built for a position fast back line. Yeah. And then another one is this. Like this deal is at risk of collapse. Yeah. So I was doing this episode. This deal is at collapse, and it could collapse very soon. Yeah. So status of the deal is it at risk of collapse. 8.5 gap between the clubs. Chelsea work on, and the realistic chance of this deal happening is 45%. Yeah, and he was looked as a left back to replace who went to Madrid. So it's not looking good for Chelsea, and was never looking good for Chelsea. Yeah, another thing is Garnacho to Napoli. Garnacho to Napoli 50-50 with that. Napoli wants a loan to buy. Chelsea wants cash upfront after one goal in 24 games. The realistic chance of this happening is a 50% chance. And yeah, I think that fire sell. And then the big one is Andros Santos to United. That deal is Andros Santos to United. I'll not talk about it as such. I already did a video that you guys will see coming up. You'll see coming up later today. There'll be one video about it. The second video will be coming up later tomorrow as well. And yeah, that's why I'm skipping this segment. Now we're talking about United. United, the question is United who's actually winning? United signed two players last week. So we talk about United. Let me put that in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the stream. And yeah, we are all live. We are all happy. And make the live chat happy. Tell me where you're watching from and what you think of the transfer rumors. Tell me everything, and I will be here. Break it down to you guys. Let's make it lively, cause yeah. So Carl Dahl almost done. It is verbal terms are totally done. Medical is scheduled. There's not legally announced yet. 98% done. He's a senior goalkeeping cover after Bendia's exit. It could and he's a cover for that season, which means a deal for free, and it's not a bad cover to be honest. That's what I thought. I just thought we should have given a chance to Vertic to get some minutes here and there, or maybe we should have signed a more experienced cover than him, like the Sergeant, or maybe or someone like those ones. Will actually push Lament bar to bar, but that's my thoughts anyway. Andrew Santos, I'll speak about later on. Now, the key question is the question for Liverpool fans can that are put in the chat. If there's any Liverpool fan, yeah, can Liverpool replace can Liverpool replace the can Liverpool replace the 250 goals plus goals of production with one fielder and one hijack fight. That's a quick question because Shona meant to Liverpool. That is being rumored by a tier four. That is being rumored by a tier four person, and it is very highly advanced, high intensity, press resistant, defensive midfielder. Exactly the physical profile your manager wants. Yeah. Now this is the yeah. So now this is Juventus section. Juventus European new capital center, and I know many fans, many clubs are wondering. The clubs are doing poor in the transfer window. Chelsea are wondering that they're selling the players. Newcastle are not getting the deals done. Also, I just want to say Juventus are struggling as well. We start off with the first deal. Sloth. Sloth to Juventus has been a deal linked since episode one. I remember. Yeah. Sloth deal has stalled. Personal terms have been locked in. Napoli has also Napoli has entered the race. Client hijack and Juventus must now move for him or they lose him. And the deal currently stands as a 50% chance, the 50-50 chance. Yeah. And ET is John Stones to Juventus. That's another deal that's where it is a bit shaky. It's a free move anyway, but it's not chosen. Yeah, so Juventus is advancing in personal contract talks. The only hurdle is squeezing Premier League wages into an Italian budget. The realistic chance of this happening is 75%. Is and the back is a perfect fit for this manager. Is a textbook playing ball playing centre back for his positional system, and that's why he was picked for the World Cup 2026. Yeah. Another is Goretz to Juventus, even though Goretz has been also been linked to AC Milan as well and other rumors as well. But here it is, Goretz to Juventus. It is an active financial squeeze. 7 million net slash year demand plus 10 million signing bonus the sticky. Yeah, AC Milan's board pushed him towards Paulson. AC Milan's board Paulson pushed him towards Turin, and percentage chance of him signing for Turin is 65% chance. Even though, if you ask, this is a 55% chance of happening. Yeah, Italian wages have Italian wages have become harder. Yeah, the Italian league has become harder for them to compete, for players to sign these players and those other things. And then also Raden Call, Juventus has been trying to turn that loan into a permanent move. The yeah, Juventus was impressed with his performances when he was on loan at their club. The player wants to move to Juventus as well. Personal terms not an issue. It's it's stalled hard because of the valuation gap. Um, PSG ended the exclusive talks with Juventus after Juventus negotiation time period that they took to negotiate this deal. Plus, as well, Juventus and there wasn't any progress moved forward. Now it is open for anyone to come in. Crystal Palace and Aston Villa have entered into the race for this player, and but the player still wants to win personally, but the realistic chance of is 45 chance. Yeah, the ruthless truth. Juventus are assembling a free agent super group, calling it smart business, but it's smart only if the wages don't collapse the whole structure by January. That's the issue. Now, the last segment that we'll talk about is the Barcelona quite quiet reload. Yes. Cancelo to Barcelona has been a confirmed deal, active than confirmed. Yeah, the deal is a verbal total agreement in financial relocation bursary. The deal is 95% done. The only thing left is registration, and that was kept on failing the deal. That's what kept on failing Cancelo from not being permanent because Cancelo could have been permanent at Barcelona, but remember at City that what failed the deal for being negotiated for being permanent. And yeah, so the issue is registration again. And then another deal is yeah is the money to Barcelona, 22 millions plus 7 millions add-ons. This deal club agreement is locked. Also, player agreement is locked, 97% done. Hoping for registration terms to be done as well. What Barcelona could have hired could have gotten a better striker. To be honest, I'll be honest there, and he's a bit inconsistent. Consistency is not there. Yeah, and his numbers that has been put is not numbers that are elite numbers for someone aging like he is. And then another deal is a young signing that Barcelona is doing. Is trying to, and yeah, so Barcelona saw that one of the former players were being relegated, and they bought the player back for 7.5 million, and they are negotiating a loan. They are negotiating to buy the player. This is at structure planning, and they want to plan to loan him to the Betis for the post buyback. Yeah, Flick's fit is that these are three low cost, high reinforcements that quietly rebuild the squad depth without touching Barcelona's fragile finances. Now time for the rapid announcements. Rapid fire round. Yeah. So Rodriguez, West Ham to Valencia renewed. That is a done deal. It renewed confirmed. Yeah, that's confirmed. Confirmed is Tyler George that from Chelsea to Everton, 24 million done. Case um Yeah, Delebed blind, Girona to Ajax done, free done. Steye done from Ajax to Newcastle. Clincerio Sporting to Al Hali done. And the Vaj Inter to Panathinaikos done. Callum Wilson West Ham to Brentford done. They did deals that have collapsed are Saka to Chelsea publicly rejected on BBC. Enzo Fernandez to Real Madrid. Real Madrid issued an official denial. And the Monday to PSG, PSG have gone call. Yeah, Dan is Nicolo Zaniolo, permanent trigger of Udinese, now up for eternal auction. It is due to wages. Almost done is, let's see, Ojo Chukwu from Burnley to Galatasaray loan with option to buy. Speculation, it is a 50-50, is Vassiano to Inter Miami with, yeah, the Cape Verde goalkeeper to Inter Miami. This is mostly World Cup vibe and zero paperwork done. Yeah, and we are about to wrap it up. So yeah, every single deal on today's board, every single deal on today's board has one thing slowing it down: the World Cup, got medicals, protocols, protocols delayed, official unveilings sitting in clubs because clubs cannot chat the players until they're eliminated or clowned. The clubs who suffer the most this week are the ones who are the ones with the most players still alive in the tournament because extra win is another week the transfer business. Yeah. So the question I want to put to the chat is which club is losing the transfer momentum? Yeah, each club is losing the most transfer momentum because the players are still in the World Cup. Yeah, this is in terms of selling and buying. And also, other question to ask, you can later or comment down as well, is this. Yeah, as well. Yeah. So I think that comes to the end. And the big domino has fallen. Trossard is gone. Rogers, the Atletico Madrid are building a new empire. Chelsea are on fire. Salah's decision is about to reshape two continent transfer market. If your club is making bad decisions, we called it. If your rivals are celebrating early, we just told you why they shouldn't. If the media sold you a dream today, we know why. So now the ruthless truth. Smash the subscribe if you watch them before else drops it and drop your transfer ideal starting 11, transfer ideal starting 11 in below, and we'll be reading the best ones live in the next episode. And this is the football overseas. Every rumor gets tested, every domino tracked, and see you in episode 5. And yeah, yo, big up, yeah, big up to Amni. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and we'll be back tonight for watch alongs. I think we'll be back at around 7:45 p.m. or UK time for the watch along. I'll have it up on the channel here for the watch along for France versus Spain, and then we'll have the one for Argentina versus and next time in the yeah. So big up, and I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and scan the barcode up there.